You see, life is not just about waking up, going through the motions, and making it to another day. No, life is about purpose. It's about passion. It's about waking up every single morning with fire in your heart, ready to chase something bigger than yourself. But understand this, you can dream as big as the sky. You can wish for the stars, but if you don't work for it, if you don't grind for it, if you don't sacrifice for it, then dreams will stay dreams. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And failure, oh, is coming. You will fail, you will fall, you will hit rock bottom. But let me tell you something. Rock bottom is the strongest foundation you'll ever stand on. That's where you rebuild. That's where you rise. The ones who win in life are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. But don't just chase success for the applause, for the money, for the fame, because that fades. The real question is, what will you leave behind? Will your name be remembered? Will your work inspire someone after you're gone? Because life is not about what you take, it's about what you give. Surround yourself with the right people. People who lift you, challenge you, and remind you that you are destined for greatness. Cut out the negativity, cut out the doubters. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. And listen, fear is just a lie dressed up as truth. Fear will tell you that you're not good enough, that you can't make it, that you should quit. But fear is a test. On the other side of fear is everything you've ever wanted. Push through it, break through it, conquer it. And above all, be grateful. Because no matter how far you go, how much you achieve, how high you climb, remember where you came from, remember the struggle. Stay humble. Stay hungry. Keep moving forward. Because life is short. Life is precious. And if you're not living it with everything you've got, then you're wasting it. So go out there. Chase your dreams. Embrace the grind. And make sure that when your story is told, dreaming big is the easy part. Anyone can sit back and imagine a life of success, luxury, and happiness. But dreams without action are just illusions. They're clouds drifting in the sky, beautiful to look at, but impossible to grasp. The real test begins when you decide to turn those dreams into reality. And that's where hard work comes in, because life does not hand out success like a free gift. It demands sweat, sacrifice, and relentless effort. Every great achievement in history started as a simple dream in someone's mind. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't intelligence, talent, or luck. It's work. People want shortcuts. They want overnight success. They want results without struggle. But there's no escaping the grind. The ones who make it to the top are the ones who were willing to work when no one else was watching. They were the ones waking up at 5 a.m. while the world slept, putting in the hours when nobody believed in them, pushing forward when every bone in their body begged them to stop. Hard work doesn't guarantee success, but without it, success is impossible. You could be the most talented person in the world, but if you don't apply that talent, if you don't sharpen your skills daily, if you don't put in the hours, you will be left behind. The world is filled with wasted potential, people who had dreams, people who had talent, but people who are unwilling to do what it takes. And that's the difference. Talent can give you a head start, but discipline will take you across the finish line. The road to success is long and is filled with obstacles. You will fail. You will face rejection. You will hear no more times than you can count. People will doubt you. They will laugh at your dreams, tell you it's impossible, that you should settle for something easier, something safer. But you have to remember that their words do not define your reality. Your work does. If you keep showing up, if you keep grinding, if you keep learning from every setback, you will prove them wrong, not through words, but through results. But here's the thing about hard work. It's lonely. There will be days when you question if it's all worth it. Days when you feel exhausted, unmotivated, and defeated. And that's when you need to push even harder, because those moments, those difficult days are the ones that separate the average from the exceptional. Success is built in the darkness, when no one is watching, when there's no applause, no recognition, just you and the work. It's not enough to work hard occasionally. You can't sprint today and rest for a week. The most successful people in the world don't work hard once in a while. They work hard every single day. They show up whether they feel like it or not. They push through discomfort. They understand that greatness isn't built in comfort zones. It's forged through pain, sweat, and unwavering commitment. Failure is not the end. It never was, and it never will be. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try. Every great success story is filled with moments of failure, moments of doubt, moments where giving up seemed like the only option. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't is the ability to see failure not as a defeat, but as a lesson. Every setback, every mistake, every wrong turn is teaching you something, shaping you, preparing you for what's next. The problem is that most people fear failure more than they desire success. They let one bad experience define them. They take rejection personally as if it means they're not good enough, as if it's proof that they should quit. But failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's a test of your resilience. It's life asking you, how bad do you want this? And if you let failure stop you, if you let it break your spirit, then you never wanted it badly enough in the first place. Look at the most successful people in the world and you'll see one common pattern: failure. Athletes who lost more games than they won before becoming champions. Entrepreneurs who went bankrupt before building billion-dollar empires. Artists who faced rejection after rejection before their work was recognized. The difference wasn't that they never failed. The difference was that they never allowed failure to define them. Instead, they learned, they adjusted, they got back up and kept going. Failure is feedback. It's information. It's showing you what didn't work, where you need to improve, what you need to change. And the moment you start seeing failure as a lesson instead of a defeat, everything changes. Because now every mistake becomes an opportunity. Every rejection becomes motivation. Every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. But here's the thing: failure hurts, it stings, it makes you question everything. And that's where most people break. That's where most people say, maybe this isn't for me. But the truth is, pain is part of the process. Growth only happens when you're uncomfortable. If you can learn to embrace failure, if you can train yourself to keep moving forward, even when it hurts, even when it's frustrating, even when you feel like you're going nowhere, that's when real progress happens. You have to understand that failure is temporary, but quitting makes it permanent. If you stop trying, if you walk away, if you let fear win, then you have truly failed. But as long as you keep going, as long as you keep learning, as long as you refuse to accept defeat, then failure is nothing more than a chapter in your story, not the final one. So the next time you fall, the next time something doesn't go as planned, the next time you feel like everything is against you, remember this: failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. It is the bridge that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. Success is a dangerous thing. It can lift you up, open doors, and bring opportunities you never imagined. But it can also blind you. It can make you comfortable, make you think you arrived, make already lost. That's why staying humble and staying hungry are the two most important qualities you can have. Because the moment you stop being hungry, the moment you stop wanting to learn, grow, and improve, someone else who is hungrier will pass you by. Humility is not about thinking less of yourself. It's about understanding that there is always more to learn, always another level to reach. It's about remembering where you came from, recognizing the people who help you along the way, and understanding that no matter how successful you become, you are never too big to listen, to adapt, or to work hard. The most dangerous thing success can give you is an ego, because ego makes you believe that you are untouchable. It makes you reject feedback, ignore advice, and underestimate the competition. And the moment you do that, you start losing, slowly, silently, but surely. But humility alone is not enough. You have to stay hungry. You have to wake up every morning with something to prove, not to the world, but to yourself. You have to remind yourself that no matter how much you've achieved, there's still more to do, still more to give, still more to become. The people who stay at the top are the ones who never let themselves feel like they've made it. They work like they're still at the bottom, like they still have everything to prove. They don't get comfortable. They don't relax. They don't let success slow them down. They use it as fuel to go even further. It's easy to be hungry when you have nothing. It's easy to grind when you're struggling, when you're trying to escape the life you have. But the real test comes when you've achieved something, when you've tasted success, when you've made money, when people start praising you. That's when you have to dig even deeper. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. And no matter how far you go, never forget the people who helped you get there. Never forget the struggles that made you strong. Never forget that life has a way of humbling those who get too comfortable. You can have all the talent, all the skill, all the success in the world, but if you lose your hunger, if you stop striving, if you stop pushing, you will fall. The world does not wait for those who stand still. It rewards those who keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. That is the mindset that separates the good from the great, the ones who rise from the ones who stay stagnant. Motivation is a great feeling. It's that spark of energy that makes you want to take action, push harder, and chase your goals with everything you got. But the truth is, motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the wind, unpredictable and unreliable. Some days you wake up feeling inspired, ready to take on the world. Other days, you don't feel like doing anything at all. And that's the problem. If you rely on motivation alone, you will only work hard when you feel like it. And success doesn't come from doing the work when it's convenient. It comes from doing the work even when it's the last thing you want to do. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's the ability to show up every day regardless of how you feel. It's pushing through discomfort, ignoring excuses, and getting the job done no matter what. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you're not in the mood. It doesn't care if no one is watching. Discipline is about commitment, about doing what needs to be done even on the hardest days. Because those are the days that truly matter. Anyone can work hard when they're excited, when they're feeling good, when everything is going their way. But the ones who win in life are the ones who keep going even when nothing is going their way. People wait for motivation like it's some magical force that will suddenly change their lives. They tell themselves, I'll start when I feel ready. Or I just need a little more inspiration. But waiting for motivation is just another way of procrastinating. If you want to achieve something, you don't wait. You start. You create a routine. You build habits. You make it so that taking action is not a choice, but a way of life. Because when something becomes part of who you are, you don't need motivation. You just do it. Think about the greatest athletes, the best entrepreneurs, the most successful people in any field. You think they wake up every day feeling excited to train, to work, to grind? No. But they do it anyway. Not because they're motivated, but because they're disciplined. They know that success is not about feelings. It's about consistency. It's about repetition. It's about putting in the work day after day until it becomes second nature. The problem with motivation is that it's external. It comes from watching an inspiring video, reading a powerful quote, or hearing a great speech. But discipline is internal. It comes from within. It's built through action, through struggle, through pushing past your own limits. And once you have it, nothing can stop you. Because while motivation fades, discipline lasts. It becomes part of you, something you can rely on, something that keeps you moving forward even when everything else is telling you to stop. The people you surround yourself with will shape your future more than you realize. The energy, the mindset, and the habits of those around you will influence the way you think, the way you work, and the way you grow. You can have all the talent in the world, the biggest dreams, and the strongest work ethic, but if you are surrounded by negativity, doubt, and complacency, it will pull you down. Success is not just about what you do. It's also about who you choose to be around. Look at the most successful people in any field, and you'll see that they don't keep company with those who make excuses, complain about life, or settle for mediocrity. They choose to be around winners. People who push them, challenge them, and inspire them to be better. If you surround yourself with people who are constantly growing, learning, and striving for more, that energy becomes contagious. Their discipline, their ambition, and their hunger will rub off on you, pushing you to reach higher than you ever thought possible. On the other hand, if you spend your time with people who are content with staying the same, who always find a reason why something can't be done, who bring drama, distractions, and negativity into your life, then no matter how strong you are, their mindset will start to affect you. You might not even notice it at first. It starts small. Maybe you procrastinate a little more, lower your standards just a little, start making excuses instead of finding solutions. And before you know it, you've adopted the same mentality as the people around you. The truth is, not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Some people are comfortable staying in the same place forever, and that's their choice. But you have to decide if you're going to let that hold you back. Sometimes the hardest part of growth is letting go of the relationships that no longer serve you. It's not about cutting people off for no reason. It's about recognizing when certain relationships are keeping you from becoming the best version of yourself. It doesn't mean you stop caring about people, but it does mean you have to be intentional about who you spend the most time with. Seek out those who challenge you, who push you beyond your limits, who make you think bigger. Find mentors, role models, and peers who are ahead of you, who inspire you to do more. You surround yourself with people who talk about ideas, goals, and progress, not gossip, complaints, and excuses. If you want to be great, you need to be around greatness. If you want to be successful, you need to surround yourself with people who refuse to settle for anything less. The right environment will push you, elevate you, and open doors you never even knew existed. Because at the end of the day, you don't just become like the people around you, you become one of them. Choose wisely.